He reviewed fully the documents that this horrendous Attorney General put forth, and he found absolutely no fraud, accounting fraud of any kind. This is a highly respected man. I don't know him, but he's a expert witness, and he found no fraud whatsoever. He found no accounting fraud whatsoever. And like everyone else, he said, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is a political witch hunt. This is meant to influence an election. This also comes from the White House. This is not just a state matter, because the White House is controlling district attorneys. In fact, in the district attorney's office, they put one of their top people, DOJ put one of their top people right under the Attorney General, put him into the district attorney's office, also put a man into the state Attorney General's office, Latitia James' office. Happened to be the same man. This is coming right from the White House. This is a disgraceful situation. The country's never seen anything like it. But this expert witness, highly respected by everybody, with a resume that few people have ever seen before, said there was no fraud, there was no accounting fraud, there was nothing. And this is what we're doing here while people are being murdered right outside on the sidewalks and the streets of New York, while people are experiencing horrible, violent crime at levels that nobody's ever seen in this city before. This is what the Attorney General is spending all the time on. So just to put it, finally, he's going to continue to testify, but I don't imagine he's going to be changing his basic statement. His finding is that there was no accounting fraud whatsoever. The statements that we put in were very conservative. They were the opposite of what they said. The accounting fraud, and the fraud was on behalf of the judge and the Attorney General, who took assets and made them numbers that were fraudulent. As an example, Mar-a-Lago. As an example, Doral in Miami. As an example, 40 Wall Street and others, where they cut the values to a level that nobody's even imagined. You take a look at Doral and look at the numbers that we're talking about for Doral. But the most obvious of all, because of the fact that people know it, is when you value a place like Mar-a-Lago at $18 million when it's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times that amount. We had an expert witness in the other day. He's the biggest broker in the country for luxury properties. I guess he's the ultimate expert, actually.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and man said it ain't so. So it seems like that Donald Trump had to go back to court today, of course, over this dumb stuff, man, with Latitia James and this corrupt judge. And at this point, it seems like we talk about this every day. But like I've told y'all, I'm going to stay on the judge and Latitia James them neck until Trump get up out this situation, because he in a situation he shouldn't even be in. This man could be in Iowa, he can be somewhere campaigning, but yet he's constantly getting held up in this courtroom for no reason. There's no consumers, there's no banks. Nobody is suing this man. Nobody is suing Donald Trump but Latitia James. So that's the reason why he's constantly being held up in this courtroom. It ain't nothing but election interference. Me personally, I'm going to continue to call this crap out. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to call it out. Because Donald Trump should not be going through this crap. It's just ridiculous. Now, like I said before, I heard that he went to court today. And I see that Doug got some updated news that I wanted to check out. I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all go show Doug some love. He's doing a great job by keeping us all updated, man. But like I said, though, I really can't see why this case is constantly going on for this long. I really... You can tell that this judge is biased. You can tell, even when I did a short yesterday, you can hear when Alina Hopper was saying that the judge say that he's there and he do not want to hear anything that Donald Trump has to say. So what kind of judge tells a person that's trying to make a statement that I'm not here to hear what you got to say? Okay, if you ain't here to hear what I got to say, then why is I'm in court? For you to just run with your own narrative, and then as soon as I start talking, you tell me to shut up because you ain't here to hear what I got to say, I mean, they're just a bunch. They're just right there, just a load of crap. But we definitely gonna check this out. And Doug uploaded this one, say it just got blown wide open. New York Attorney AG Latitia James accused of fraud by Trump. So I'm pretty sure he left out that courtroom or probably on a break or whatever the case may be and went off on Latitia James. So we're gonna check it out. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. Really appreciate all of you. And like I said, I always thank everybody that always watches the entire video. Because if you watch the entire video, YouTube will share it so more people can see my reaction. And that right there is where it helps the channel grow. So please watch the entire video. Hit that like button as you coming in. And it really, really helps out. Without further ado, let's dive in and let's see exactly what's going on.
Okay, Trump comes out of his court case in New York today, accusing Latitia James of fraud, saying she committed fraud. I think she did too.
Me too.
The Attorney General committed fraud. And you just saw it right up there. She's a fraud. This whole case is a fraud. It's election interference. It's keeping me here instead of Iowa and New Hampshire. You just saw it. The Attorney General's a fraud. She committed fraud.
And he left the press corps in a smoldering ruin.
Yes, he did.
But I'll explain to you why he said that. This is based on one witness that came out and just demolished Latitia James. Her whole case just fell apart today. But first, welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where all the happy patriots are. I hope you'll join us by subscribing. We want you on the team. Here we go. CNN former President Donald Trump was in court for his New York civil fraud trial on Thursday, where an accounting expert sought to bolster the defense argument that the company valuations are a highly subjective process. Here's the witness. Quote, "My main finding is that there is no evidence whatsoever for any accounting fraud," unquote. Bartov testified. Quote, "On another end, my analysis shows that the statements of the financial conditions were not materially mistaken." So here's Judge Engoron, the Latitia James's little toady judge. Quote, "So in your expert opinion, the AG's claims have no merit? The Attorney General, Latitia James, has no merit?" Quote, Engoron asked. Quote, "That is absolutely my opinion. Absolutely," Bartov said. She just got thrown under the bus even by the judge. Trump can nail her for fraud. Also on Thursday, a New York appeals court agreed to stop the cancellation of Trump's business certificates until after the civil fraud trial and any appeals are completed. It means that they stopped harassing Trump's business. He can still do business in New York until they tell him otherwise. Here he is coming out with a summary today with Alina Habba, his lawyer.
Yesterday, what is your reaction to the governor's taking
So
stock?
thank you very much, everybody, and we appreciate you being here. This is a witch hunt, the likes of which probably nobody has ever seen. We've put on a case that is absolutely 100%. There's not a judge in the country that wouldn't have given us a total victory, but there's not a judge in the country that would have even taken this case. This is a witch hunt.
A judge should not have taken this case.
Exactly.
The case hadn't started. He knew nothing, and he ruled against me. The other thing is this. He valued Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, because that was good for her case, at a value of $18 million, when in fact it's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times that amount.
This was all solely done by Latitia James and the judge for political reasons. Trump's exonerated. They should go after Latitia James for fraud. I'm Doug in.
Exactly. They should. They should go after Latitia James for fraud. You heard what Trump said? My business is worth 50 times more than what y'all are talking about. Like he said, a judge shouldn't even took this case. This right here is all did by Latitia James. Remember what Alina Habba said the other day? You remember what Eric Trump said? They said every time Trump has to show up in court or is anybody around Donald Trump, whether it's Alina, whether it's Donald Trump's kids, anybody that's dealing with Trump, they said Latitia James is going to be there. Instead of her trying to worry about what's going on the outside, about stuff that happening to people in real time, bad things, she's focused on Donald Trump. She ain't worried about nothing else out there. This woman got her focus, all of her focus on one man, and that's Donald Trump. So he should get her for fraud. Then she up here trying to sue this man for $250 million. Are you serious? $250 million, you ain't getting no money. No money. Like I said, this right here is just ridiculous. And like me personally, like I've told y'all, I'm going to call this crap out every time I see fit. I can't wait for this case to be thrown out. And yes, Trump ought to get her for fraud. And it seems like even the judge kind of threw her under the bus. The one that she's so close with, Judge Engoron. And at the same time, I still don't trust Judge Arthur Engoron. I still don't trust him. Even though he did throw her up under the bus, but I thought they supposed to be two peas in a pot. I thought they was, on the same level, because obviously this is the same judge that told Donald Trump, I'm not here to hear what you got to say, which means he's biased. He's one-sided. He don't want to hear nothing from Alina Habba or Donald Trump. He only worried about what Latitia James and everybody else is saying about Trump, but he can't take up for himself. He can't speak for himself, because you got a judge telling you that he don't want to hear what you got to say. He ain't here for that. Like, what kind of judge does that? Obviously, a judge should never took this case. Like I said, all this was doing was by Latitia James, and it's just a load of crap. You already know I'm going to keep calling this out. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to call it out, because it shouldn't be like this. So I want to see exactly what's going to happen. Like I said, I can't wait for this stuff to be thrown out. I'm going to keep y'all up to date. I'm pretty sure Doug is too, because he always get the news and stuff like that. So shout out to Doug for that. But Trump definitely need to get her for fraud, and I cannot wait until he do it. I mean, I cannot wait. But at the same time, like I said before, it seemed like that judge, her Judge Arthur, that we do not trust at all, threw her up under the bus. He need to throw this whole case out. That's what he need to do, because he know that this case is a complete lie. He know they have no case. They just trying to make something out of nothing. It's just ridiculous. And like I said before, I'm going to call this stuff out, because Donald Trump should not be going through this. This man said he wants to be campaigning because he's winning in the polls. And since he's winning, they want to try to keep him away from campaigning to see if it's going to hurt his poll numbers. So that's what they're trying to do. But, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But like I said, y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching, especially the ones that made it to the end. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.